my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the
Everybody
procedure,
stay
everyone?
calm.
What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Help!
Here,
Oh,
take my hand.
come
on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No, get it away from me.
Take it. Take my
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest. Have a look at the headlock here. See that chap over there? Get your hand off my penis! This is the bloke who got me on the penis before.
Get some cups.
Why did you do this to me?
Pop in the car. Get some cups.
For what reason? What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? Oh, that's a nice headlock, sir. Oh, yes. I see that you know your judo well. Good one. And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands off there. Ta-ta and farewell.
Good morning, all. How are you all going? Hope you are well. 8:20, a little bit late this morning to get started. That's okay. It is a Friday after all. Congratulations on another week. I feel like I've done nothing this week. It's been terrible, which is not good in the lead up to a campaign countdown, which I think begins tomorrow, if I'm going to give it a month. Is it tomorrow? 1, 2, 3. It is. Oh my God, it's all getting away from me. I hope you are doing well this morning. I have my tea, my masculine tea in my masculine tumbler, in my American tumbler. We've got Mr. Mark's Music Obsession running away with the game. You know what this has reminded me? When did Jeremy Burt's snag his record? I don't think it was in May. You've had very little competition to bother you, Mark. And he's up there at 50 already, and it's only May. It's got to be some kind of a record. We've got, who else we got in here? Congratulations on the half ton, we like to call it. Bretsky the Great is here. He says he's second. He's collecting seconds. You can do that. No one's going to acknowledge it, but you can do it. Jeffrey Beats, g'day, g'day. He says, g'day, legends. Good Friday to you, bangers. Happy coloring. Thank you very much. What's up, Jolly? Bangers, aka VB Man, defender of Victoria. He's not bitter, he's just coloring. VB Man. Catchphrase is fact of the matter. I think I got it now. Exactly. A little early for the old VBs at the moment. A little too bitter. I like black tea, but I don't take it too bitter. I take it weak. What's up, Citizen Roan? What's up, Jav, over in Deutschland? We've got the lovely Georgina Floyd in her beautiful cherry earrings there. Gorgeous. What's up, Mo Biggs? Hail to the Golden Wrench. He says, everybody, please hit like whether you mean it or not. Yes, indeed. Just out of sympathy, pity. Hit like for Mel and the kids. But speaking of the kids, Victoria, for the first time in probably, a year and a half, finally has a competitor. She's going to go into a jiu-jitsu tournament on the 1st of June. And it's been a long time coming, let me tell you. She just ran out of opponents. Everyone went to ground. Speaking of grounds, 1 like equals 1 Rob's gears getting grounded next Wednesday. That would, thank you for the likes, but his gears are always being grounded. Mo says he felt that nothing was getting done during yesterday's show. Mel had the best idea. Rob was like, "I'll just Google." Like Rob is just gonna Google the top 10 sexiest comic book characters and just show an article. I know that's what he's gonna do. But Mel actually had a good idea. Go to the heavy metal account because they always have. That's all they friggin' tweet about. American Tumblr would tumble that tea into the nearest harbor. So that's why Mo not only brings the jokes, but he's a little educational. Black tea does matter. You are right, Georgina Floyd. Yeah, we got to get her in the mindset because it's been so long. And the last time she competed, I don't think she was an orange belt. She may have been, but all the girls were so much bigger than her. That's the only way she could compete is by going against, at the time she would have been 11, massive 13-year-olds who were just towering over her. And one of them yanked her arm so hard. She had to, she got injured. But now she's the big 13-year-old ready to pummel some little 11-year-olds. No, she's found someone in her actual weight class. So that will be good. Jeff says, not much. Caught my first cold in years, just as it's getting warm outside. They say vitamin D and zinc and vitamin C. That's what Stippling Vaughan swears by. Mark says he does drink tea, mostly iced tea. Yeah, that's an American thing, to drink cold tea, iced tea. It's not our thing. We do have iced tea here, but it's kind of a sweet. But yeah, coffee. Yeah, this is Melbourne, the land of coffee. All right. So I'm completely fed up. I did a short on it yesterday about that double page spread that I'm just over at the moment. So to stop me from just staring at it and not being productive, I'm going to do this one, which I've technically already colored on another page. I'm just going to have to transfer the same colors over to this one. So it should be a pretty straightforward affair. I've got my other window open here, so I'm just going to make sure I've got everything I need. Right. around. So I think the first thing I want to do is the lights. So I'm just gonna pull the whole thing over. So this is the light coming in from the window. That's from the other page that I already did, that I'm most pleased with. That's set up. Yep. This one as well. The moonlight. That's it. The moonlight. That's what I called it. Yep. Okay. Moon River. Diabetes. Damn it. Yeah, exactly. This is 100% natural. Probably Indian. Just straight black tea. Just a bit of tannins, a bit of caffeine, and pure black tea flavor, whatever that is. What's up, Grey Wolf? Maromi says it can be 120 degrees outside, still drink coffee. Yeah, I'm the same with tea. It has to be just oppressively hot for me to maybe only drink one. It's nice to see a camo from our girl Crackhead Ella in the top left. Do you think that's not Crackhead Ella? That's Rod Lupa's beautiful grimacing Ella. She's what she wants. Like she is raging at the moment. She's offended that this person doesn't want to get beaten up by her, and it's frustrating her. And he's about to school her. Rod knows what the people want, says Mo. All right, now question is, do I color in? Let's have a look. What did I do on the other? Damn it. Hold on, just going to move some things about here. It's being annoying. Yes. Okay, it does go. Okay, we are over the inks. What have I done? It's doing this. Sorry, Photoshop's doing a stupid thing at the moment where it's not. Okay, we're good. We're not good. Damn it. I love how things never work when I'm live. They always work when I'm not. Makes me look les incompetents. All right. Just do a little bit of a glow, I think. There. A little bit there. A little bit there. Not much. Yes. Good. All right. We got some person in the house. Hello. Probably should have made masks of this, but I haven't. All right. Yep. Okay, making a mask now. Whoa, what is going on there? Damn it. This is what happens. See these dots here? This is what happens when you transfer files from Clip Studio Paint to Photoshop, and I don't know why. And it is very annoying. What it means is I've got to go in and friggin' fix all these, which is easy to do, but it's just annoying. I don't want to have to do it, but clearly I have to. Look at it. I don't know why it does it. It's not what I wanted to be doing right now. Ay. Let's move this over here so I can see what you guys are saying while I potter about with this. If you had Bancroft forehead caps with eyebrows, you'd sell plenty. It sounds like something you'd find on VAT19. They did that. If you're ever familiar with VAT19, they're a YouTube channel that is a big, they sell like novelty fun stuff, cool items, I guess. And in one of their videos, the guy has a forehead head thing, and it looks hilarious. And we tried to find it, but I think it was bespoke. I think it would be glorious to actually have one. What's up, Jim Alaska? What are you guys saying? Mo says, I've tried pitching in the idea multiple times. I was thinking Abe Lincoln style stovetop hats for maximum forehead. Yeah, that's what it was for. It was actually a Abe Lincoln gag where they had him wearing the hat, and then he took the hat off, and the forehead went all the way up. So it was great, but I can't find it. It looked It looked like it was probably done by a professional. Is this on everything? It's on everything. This is a annoyance. I should never ever take my files like from one to the other. Just do the inks in Clip Studio and then everything else in Photoshop. It really is annoying. I don't know what causes it, but I guess I'll deal with it. Oh my God, look at that. Jolly Green is back. Maybe I could get Zay Comics to 3D print them. Yeah, they do have a whole setup. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. They've done the bean to death. Now it's time for the forehead. Can you imagine the crossover possibilities? It would be the hottest item of 2026. Everyone would be dying to get their hands on the forehead. Live like Bancroft. Everyone automatically thinks you're super smart, you know. A lot of brains in there. What is this? Why is this like this? We've got Camel in the house. There's not enough plastic to make a Bancroft forehead. Yeah, what's the price of plastic these days? We got to wait till it lowers to make it cost effective. Did you see how much Bitcoin went up? Mel sent me a message, said Bitcoin is the highest it's ever been. And I asked if we were rich, and she said no. But we do have some Bitcoin. If we ever need to retire on Bitcoin, we could live for at least a month. I always kick myself because back in the poker days, Bitcoin was everywhere. Bitcoin was everything. Back when you could get it for nothing, basically. And I would have gotten it. I would have gotten it in heaps because I had the cash. I just I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know. Everyone's like, oh, you got to get a wallet. I didn't know what any of it was. So I just was like, meh. I wish I hadn't have gone, meh. Oh, well, you live, you learn. Some person says, don't worry, Rob makes you look like a genius. Yes, it's good having him around like that. Mo suggests I get a I'm with Stupid shirt to put next to a cardboard cutout of Rob to pull off the ensemble, the full look. Man, Rob really cops it, huh? Poor Rob. Oh, this is so annoying. I just run a script, an action thing to expand and then fill in the offending area. But I've got so many different colors here. This is going to be annoying as hell. I already have the real. Oh, I didn't suggest that. I already have the real version. The cardboard standee Rob matching I'm with Stupid shirt to pull off the look. Maybe I did misread it. Who is pushing NFTs now? People are still pushing NFTs. I see them out there. Some of the artists that I follow, they're just NFT artists. I guess they make money. That was a strange thing. No matter how many times people tried to explain it to me, I just didn't get it. I just didn't get why art was involved. They're like, no, you're not buying the art. You're buying the token. And I was like, yeah, but why do I need the art then? Like, what's the art for? What's the art got to do with any of it? I don't think I ever really got a satisfactory explanation. There's nothing to understand. It's a scam. Yeah, Camel says the same. They were glorified pogs. The people, I remember Eric Canetti telling me, I think he sold, I don't know, 100 grand's worth of NFTs. And he was just laughing. He was like, this is crazy. And good on him. But it's like, remember, there's that story of I think it's the tulips. I think it was tulips back in I don't know, the 1800s or something. There was a similar craze where they just became more valuable than gold for a very short period of time. All right, I think that's everything. Oh my God. Yes. Good. Yeah, down here. You got a candy bar for a GIF image. Who did? Canetti? I think they were called Bored Apes, but I'm not 100% certain. Yeah, well, I don't know what that is. I've seen that thing. All I know is people who have a lot of money seem to be very frivolous with it. That's been my experience in life. I've known some wealthy people. I played poker with them, and they were exceedingly over the top generous. And they would spend their money on ridiculous things. I bet those people are now broke. Well, one of them, I mean, I'm sure he's never going to listen to this, but one of them there was a family business, and someone was embezzling like hundreds of thousands of dollars for sports betting. And the guy who I was friends with, he was one of the most generous people I've ever known. He loved to splash around cash. He ended up closing the business. I don't know exactly what was going on. I helped him liquidate a lot of his machinery and stuff because he wanted to use he wanted to use eBay and he'd never really used it before. He didn't know what it was, so or he couldn't be bothered. Probably couldn't be bothered. The guy spotted bankrupt an entire weekend with a feral bushbank, full girlfriend experience. He did have ladies around just for himself. Obviously, me being happily married man. We did always wonder if they were ladies of the night, so to speak. That being legal, perfectly legal in Australia. The world's oldest. All right, can we finally get back to doing something here? The world's oldest profession. Would they give money to friends or just buy dumb things themselves? Both. And it wasn't cash. He wouldn't give cash. He would just have things. He's just like, here, I've got all these vouchers, or here's a voucher to go have a $300 meal at this restaurant or something like that. That's all the time, stuff like that. Money attracts the ladies. You don't say, yeah, I get like I would have been probably mid-20s when I knew him. I'm thinking. And a bit naive to how the world works, maybe. Not that any of that interested me, of course. Do all this all over again. But he was a hilarious poker player. Essentially, the way I knew him is he ran a home game. He ran an underground home game. And he had this bachelor pad warehouse that he would run it out of. It was like out of a movie. It had a kitchen, it had the pool table, it had a couple of it had, I think, 3 poker tables. And there were dealers and everything. And some nights when he was wanting to have fun, he would hire strippers to serve drinks. And sometimes he would disappear with them into the back rooms. It's like a personal speakeasy, exactly. Yes, like the executive game in Sopranos, exactly. And he would force them to wear, like corsets and stuff with their boobs popping out. I remember they were covered in makeup. I remember that part, like that glistening kind of sparkle makeup. I mean, that didn't happen every week, but on occasion he would do something like that. If it was someone's birthday, it wasn't Andrew Tate. No, I don't think as big and rich as Andrew Tate, but definitely very wealthy. But he was a hilarious poker player. He was like quite bad at the game, but extremely dangerous because there was no cap buy-in, so you could just buy in for whatever you want. So if you win a couple of $1,000s from him, he'll just buy in for like 5,000 and then just get lucky and win it all back from you, you know? So, but that's the risk you take. I remember one hand, he beat probably the best player in the game, and he stripped down to his boxers, and he rips off his t-shirt. Like, he beat him in this unlikely, you know, hand, and got super lucky, and, you know, thousands of dollars. He stripped down to just his boxers, ran around the table, and then jumped up onto the table and was like thrusting in his face. It was just like that. You know, you can't do that at a casino. You don't get those sort of shenanigans. Mo's like, yeah. It even, you know, this place even had one of those doors. Mo says, now we know why Bancroft is so into poker. It even had one of those doors, one of those steel doors with a thing. I'm not even checking it had that. It was like, who is it? You know? Because like at any given time, that's probably, I mean, I don't know how much money was there. I'm not talking like crazy amounts, you know, probably like 20 grand, something like that. Vanilla says, let's see, show us how he did it. No. Michael Teach says, yeah, the glitter makeup is a hazard. I've seen dudes outside a strip club checking each other for glitter before heading home to the wife. Yeah, see, that's a very good, interesting point. What am I doing here? What am I even doing? I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just talking about the glory days. All right. Maromi says, maybe that was the back room to hide the real back room. Well, I knew the whole place, so. Yeah, glory days. Well, look, I remember I was going to France, and my friend said, how much do you need to go to France? And I said, oh, probably about 5 grand. That'll cover absolutely everything that we need. And he was like, all right, well, good luck. And yeah, over 2 sessions, I won exactly 5,000. So it was like, it was meant to be. It was a really, for a while, it was a really good game. Did this generous friend go by the name of Valley Law by chance? No, it wasn't Valley Law. He was also one of the funniest guys I've ever known. Like, just genuinely, you would be in tears. You know, he's always so happy, and he would say these sayings like the most bizarre, just like he'd say them, you know, he'd say these sayings like everyone knew what he was saying. But you know, no one's ever heard of it before. And he just seemed endless. I'd be in tears when he'd say this, like, just outlandish stuff. Kind of like, my ears are burning. No, this guy was so Aussie. Was his name Peter Dutton? No, it was not. Not Peter Dutton. I can assure you of that. For those in the chat, Peter Dutton is our recently defeated candidate for Prime Minister. Failed at the ballot box. What's up? Sumo says, hey chat, I just got back from a work retreat and I needed a nap. Figured watching Bearcroft would knock me out quickly. Yes. Camel says, so Mike, are we bringing Camel Nights back to Fridays? If you want, if you, I never know if you're like making a joke. If you're down, I'm down. I don't know if Rob and Phil are down though. I don't know. I was saying this the other day. I was watching some of the old Camel Knights shorts. God, they were. We had some moments. Dying of laughter. Who's out of here? Is it Mo? Oh, it's Mo. Mo's out of here. See you, Mo. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Have a good one. Oh, they'll be down. I'll bring them. Thursday night, Friday, or Friday night, Saturday. I mean, I think Friday night, Saturday. It'd be the night that Phil goes live and then raids into me that night. I'm assuming. How many of these things do I even need? I suppose it does go down. Just down a fair way. Might actually undo that last one. Stuff it. Original CGIF. Yeah, I think that's Friday. I'm pretty sure that's Friday proper. My Saturday is what he's thinking. That would be Camel Knight season 4. Is that right? Season 5. Damn. I'll scream like a girl if Bancroft ever shows up on Friday Night Tights, says How's Your Father? The closest I've ever gotten to that crew was way back in the day. Az came on the show, and I can't remember how it came about. I think someone I think it was even, was it Bandito? Someone just reached out to him and said, hey, come on this stream, and he did. And then, oh no, that was after he'd backed the Lucent and really liked it and did a video on it. It was crazy. You know, at that time, you know, hardly anyone had ever heard of me. Some people in the chat, Felix Huss was there. He knew of me. Mo Biggs knew of me. And yeah, he did a video on the Lucent and it got like 80,000 views or something crazy. And then I streamed with Az, I think once. I was on Mandy Summers' show. I think he was there, and then that was it. I've never interacted with Gary as far as I know. I've been completely checked out of the whole, you know, Disney's dying kind of content. The Adam Post, you know, it's all burning down. Even the sort of SJW stuff, I've just sort of checked out. You know, I feel like I've done my time. So I don't even know what they're talking about at the moment. You know, I've just not been paying attention. Do one more, and I think that'll be it. So I don't even know if they're even still talking about comics or what. As your father says, I was watching Nerdrotic when he had 3,000 subs. My claim to fame like that is Carl Benjamin. I was watching Sargon. He had 1,500 subs, and I remember he was super angry, like super vitriolic. That's what I remember. He'd be swearing his head off. And he was just like, these feminists. Da, da, da. I remember that. He was just doing these regular videos on just whatever was happening in Britain at the time. Then Gamergate happened, and he was just like right place, right time. And yeah, no, like I still watch the guy. I watch it. I hadn't watched him for maybe 3 years, 4 years. It's funny how that happens. I haven't watched him for 3 or 4 years, and now all of a sudden I'm watching his content a lot. He's doing really good videos. He's more based than ever. And yeah, I'm liking it. Sargon and Thunderfoot, but oh man, Thunderfoot was great back in the day. He turned into a massive cuck though. Like just complete, like Sam Harris, complete Trump derangement syndrome, just like thinking everyone's a fascist. I mean, but back in the day, that content was great. Talking like what was that, like 2011, 2012? I can't even remember. Thunderfoot just hates Elon Musk. Oh, God, yeah. Checks out. Citizen Rand says they get boring after a while because you realize they aren't actually doing anything, just complaining. Who you're talking about? Is that the Nerdrotic crowd, or Amazing Atheist? Man, that guy was a thing. I remember Atheism is Unstoppable, Devin Tracy just completely destroying the Amazing Atheist, and it was just so glorious. Because he called him a racist for pointing out, Devin Tracy was pointing out like crime statistics pretty much before anyone else was publicly. An Amazing Atheist called him a racist for it, and he just got absolutely destroyed. Any of the culture warrior guys, says Citizen Ronan. Yeah, I much prefer. I watch people on YouTube making stuff, and it can be anything. I watched a guy make a house out of a bus yesterday, you know, and I don't know if that's like doing anything, but I find it entertaining. These would definitely be behind him. Loretta says, I don't watch the Nerdrotics too much anymore. I certainly don't hate them for continuing. Yeah, I'm exactly like that. Like I know everyone rags on them, you know, because yeah, that lots of different reasons, which I think can be valid. But I also think that, you know, if you've been in the quote unquote culture war, like for, you know, any amount of time, it does sort of start to drag on you. And, you know, so it's kind of boring, but you also forget that most people are normies. Like most people are just living their lives. They have no idea that any of this is even a thing. So, you know, they're gonna, like, if they're gonna find out about any of this stuff from anyone, it's not gonna be from me. It's gonna be from those guys who get, I don't know, you know, 100,000 people, hundreds of thousands of people watching their videos and streams and stuff. So I think it still serves a purpose, even though it holds no interest from me anymore. And shit, you know, they make a lot of money. It's a job. I wouldn't mind having that kind of a crowd. Camel says, I watch a guy talk about his 6,700,000. I stopped doing that. It became, it was always going to be an experiment. Like, let's see how it goes. But I noticed the like, you can watch your statistics and everything, and it wasn't really working. And plus, yeah, some of those things get played out. I stopped doing it, and I cut my shorts down to under 20 seconds. And since then, they've just been going off. So I think that's what I'll be doing from now on. What media one consumes inspires future creations. I also think it's still relevant to point out the fact that, man, you know, you watch stuff from 30 years ago, it is remarkable how much better it is than almost anything coming out today. And so you can't even deny it. I think it's good that people talk about that stuff. Endlessly complaining about it, I get that. It can kind of just sort of get on someone's nerves, but I mean, it's a real thing. Damn it. Hold on a sec. Hold up. I always forget I've got two screens. I can actually do things. Camel says, I wonder what the sweet spot is. Under 20 seconds is good, but sometimes I watch reels as long as 2 minutes if they're good. Oh, yeah, I watch some that are 6 minutes. There's a Chinese guy, who makes the most amazing things, like bowls, and like the craftsmanship is just like, no one does that anymore. It's all traditionally made. They'll be 6-7 minutes long. I'll watch them. But, you know, that sort of production quality, I don't think I have the ability to make that. And I just don't think comic books has enough appeal for that. So, like, just sort of broad appeal. Anyone will watch a Chinese guy making these incredible whatever, you know, like inlaid friggin' things. But I don't think just everyone will watch comic book content. I don't know. I don't think that's a thing. Yeah, but after the Chinese guy's reels, you want to watch another one 20 minutes later. That is true. What is going on here? Have I got something? I know what's going on. I've got it selected. There, people would watch Bancroft doing offensive Chinese accent and struggling to make poetry. Pottery. Yeah, I could do that. Bancroft struggling even to read English at this point. Eudaimonia, when's that coming out? June. Check my calendar here. 13th? 13th. Yes, we're all very excited for that. Infinital Chronicles tomorrow. Chris has been doing a bang-up job getting the word out over on Twitter. He really is. And I say to people sometimes, they're like, I love to see you out there just promoting the hell out of your stuff, you know? Let's see it. Let's get it. Like, get some buzz built here. And very few people actually do it. Chris has been doing it. And it's great to see. Bancroft, did you already mention how many pages you have left to color? I mean, I have most pages left to color. I waited. I mean, I really... all of them, they're all flattered, the ones that I have. I still am waiting on a couple from Rod. But they're all flattered. So, you know, but the actual coloring phase, I've only got 3 done. And then the other 2 are in various states of being done. But I want to have, I think we're going to have 5 or 6 for when the campaign goes live, I think. All right. What's it going to do? I think I just have to duplicate this entire thing. Okay, let's not do that. Chris has leveled up his Twitter game. I see him all the time. Yeah, see, that's what people need to do. And I'm guilty of it as well, not, you know, doing it enough. But because you really think you're kind of just hitting people over the head, but really you realize, no, most people don't even see it. And if they do see it, it takes them a bunch of times to actually, you know, actually see it. But he's been tweeting all sorts of different stuff. I mean, he has a lot of stuff, so he can do that. See you all the time. I hope it goes well. Felix Huss with the link to Raiden Radio's YouTube channel. Storyteller extraordinaire. Not that much of an angle. There, maybe. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Social media algorithms, more evil than any supervillain. They can be exploited, that's for sure. Twitter used to be a really awesome place. I'm not saying it's bad now. I do appreciate that people can actually say what they want on Twitter. That's good. But it has been rewarding engagement farming now, and it is doing my head in. And some of them are just so blatant and terrible. They just, you know, people getting millions and millions of views just asking the most asinine things, and you know, because it's so popular, it just fills up your feed. It's rather annoying. I have done absolutely nothing. Like this is going back to one of my very first, draw streams. I guess I've got some rays in there. Let me get them off this. At least there's. I know. That's what happened. See, I got sidetracked when I had to fill in all that stupid stuff. That's my excuse. That's a good excuse. So we got 2 window light rays. Let there be light. I'm gonna add these like knocked over spotlight things. So that's gonna be coming from back here. That's gonna have the contrast, so they get the yellow light there. And we'll see how that goes. Because this is the other angle of where is it? This is the other angle of this page here. So that's what I have to sort of move the camera around and think what it's going to look like from the side there. I've got all my highlights already done. Just need to fill them in. You could call it drama with the lighting. Yeah, and it adds a little bit of something, I think. I think so. Loretta says, I just got an ad for ivermectin. Remember people getting banned for even hinting about it? Yeah. But there's all sorts of stuff coming out about all that recently that is, it's terrible, but at least we can feel vindicated. It's so bad. What's up, Edwin? Great to see you here. I have to go to work now. I spent the whole time just telling old poker stories and flatting when I wasn't supposed to be. And then I ended up not getting anything done. I have to go through these inks and mask some of this stuff out. Goody. Excellent. Yeah, so let's have a look, actually. Let's go have a little squiz at who we were just talking about. Where is he? Chris Fisk. I think I just retweeted it today, actually. Shant. There it is. Infinitale Chronicles. Man, my Twitter's been buggy as hell lately. Slow. Where is the Indiegogo? All right. There it is, right there. Infinitale Chronicles, The War of the Trees 2 will be launching tomorrow at 9. Let's go 9 o'clock for 9:10. At about 10 past the hour, we will be launching this book right here. What's up, Aviator Surge? Great to see you, my friend. So what have we got in here? One Tale, 2 artistic visions. Mailing list bonuses. I hope I'm on the mailing list. I am. Good. I'm in. Help decide Infinitale Chronicles' future. games, comics, the whole thing. Jumbo holofoil card, double book slipcase bundle. Lots of stuff. Chris has always been the gold standard for packaging. Now let's see what he offers on this one. So that'll be taking place tomorrow. I do hope to see you there when that goes down. Is anyone streaming at this weird hour? I doubt anyone is. But just in case they are, let's try and set up a raid. Death Metal Hero. I didn't know that. Let's go. He's live with Daniel Parker. There you go. There are other people who stream at this weird time. All right, everybody, that is going to be it for me. I have to go to work, sadly. I apologize for not getting anything done, but it is what it is. I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic day, night, whatever it is. Happy Friday for me. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Perth made an Australian video, and I wasn't even in it.
Emotional damage.